I am back with more word problems. This is systems of equations. We have a farmer who has two types of milk. One's the 24% butterfat and the other one has 18% butterfat. We're looking to find out how much he would have to use if he has 42 gallons and he's looking to get a 20% mixture of the butterfat. So the first thing I'm going to do is assign two variables. I'm going to do x for the 24% butterfat, and then I'm going to do y is the 18%. So that'll be the first thing I want to focus on. And then I want to look at what the combination is. So we're trying to end up with 42 gallons. So whatever we have between these two amounts, we have an amount of the 24%, the amount of the 18%. Together, they total up to be 42 gallons. So that's my first equation. And then I'm going to talk about the second equation. So this is a mixture question. We're looking to find a combination of those two percentages to get a 20% combo. So for that second one, we're going to focus on which one is which. So this is 20%, 24% for the x coordinate. So I'm going to put 0.24% or 0.24, which means 24% of the x mixture. I'm going to add that to our 18% mixture, or 0.18 times y. And then we want, again, the total amount to be 42 gallons, but it's a 20% mixture. So we're going to do 0.20 times that 42 gallons. When I go ahead and I do that combination, I am going to end up with the 42 times 0.2 or 0.20. That ends up being 8.4. So what I am going to do is just kind of rewrite this, and I'm going to actually do elimination on this problem. So I am going to decide to eliminate. I'm just going to evaluate that 20% of the 42, which is 8.4 here. I'm going to change this equation, and I want to cancel out the x. So that means that this has to be a negative 0.24x in order to do that. So I'm going to multiply this entire top equation by a negative 0.24. That's going to give me over here a negative 0.24x. I'm going to do the same thing also because it's just times y. So I'm going to do minus 0.24y. And then when I multiply negative 0.24 times the 42, I'm going to end up with a negative 10.08. Don't freak out because you have a negative answer. You're actually going to end up with negatives on both sides, so that's okay because it's going to even out at the end. So the goal was to get rid of the x's, which we did. We add these together. When we add the negative 0.24y and the 0.18y, we end up with a negative 0.06y. And then over here, negative 10.08 plus the 8.4 ends up giving me a negative 1.68. Then I want to get y by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 0.06. And when I do that, that leaves me with a y value that is equal to 28. And we are talking about gallons. So that is 28 gallons, and that is the y, which is the 18% mixture. So that is the 18. Just going to put 18% for that one. And then when I want to go figure out the other mixture, I'm going to just go back to the original equation. So x plus y equals 42. And if we know that y is 28 now, I'm just going to put x plus 28 equals 42. And then I'm going to go ahead and subtract 28 on both sides to get x by itself. And so x is going to give me a value of 14 gallons. And always make sure you double check. This is the 24% butterfat. And double check both equations to make sure that they are accurate, and they do make sure that both of them equal out to what they're supposed to be equaling out. If you got more questions like this, you can find them on my YouTube channel, You Want Algebra. Check these out under the Systems of Equations section.